There is no doubt in my mind that today is a day for the scrapbooks. So my first words to the graduating class of 2014 are, say cheese! Now that the important things are out of the way, I have some more meaningful words for those graduating alongside me today. When I say the words high school, there aren't many things you couldn't think of. It has covered everything from algebra to Shakespeare, homecoming to prom, and all of the heartache, homework, and friendships that have existed in a 4-year span most people think of as the best years of their life. Yes, high school is certainly a journey, one marked with sleepless nights, grueling quizzes, and more flashcards than you can fit in the average pocket. And, as with most journeys, there are innumerable moments that will serve as gems in both our yearbooks and our hearts. Today, however, is less about reflecting on these 4 years and more about thinking about the significance these 4 years hold for every year from here on out. To illustrate the significance of this epic journey, I turn to mythology, the genre of epics and journeys and heroes. Because today, you are those heroes. I know the last thing you guys wanted to do today was learn something, so I'll keep this brief. The story of Icarus and Daedalus begins with the wonderfully brilliant Daedalus making he and his son Icarus some wings out of wax. Daedalus warns him not to fly too low for fear of being swallowed by the sea, or too high for fear of the relentless sun. They then depart on a father-son flying trip. Icarus, being a rebellious teen, an ignorant aeronaut, or perhaps simply dumb, decides to disregard his father's advice and ends up flying close enough to the sun to effectively melt his wings, sending him on a downward spiral to what we can only imagine as an untimely end. Daddy Daedalus doesn't even have time to sneak in a quick, "I told you so," or one of those signature parental eye rolls. There are a lot of things to learn from this story. Some people say it's about learning when to quit, or listening to your parents. Perhaps it's genuine flight advice, or a warning about the difficulties of making functioning feathers out of wax. For me, however, the story of Icarus is about knowing what you're made out of. English poet William Blake once said, "No bird soars too high if he soars on his own wings." And while Blake doesn't mention that if this principle can be extended to humans, it is beautifully telling that Daedalus, who had built his own wings, survived their little excursion. His wings were not given to him, but rather a product of his hard work. When he soared on his own wings, he reached great heights and still lived long enough to have a successful landing. We also learn from Daedalus the danger of low aspirations. Just as Icarus had to set his eyes to the sky, I urge you to ascend past the sea of the unimpressive, the unremarkable, and the ordinary to reach extraordinary heights. While it may be tempting to be swallowed by the sea, wings were not made for swimming. The potential of everyone here would surely be wasted if we pursued lackluster aspirations. These past 4 years, we have been crafting with blood, sweat, and tears the wings that will carry us for the rest of our lives. Every time we forced ourselves to open our textbooks, postponed an episode of How I Met Your Mother to build a diorama, or canceled plans so that we could spend some quality time bonding with ionic and covalent bonds, we created wings stronger than the wax shenanigans Icarus tried to pass off. We created the wings of raptors. These wings are made out of our interactions with the indescribably brilliant teachers of this building, the units we dominated, and all of the lessons this school taught us outside of class, like how to grow and learn and be. That is what raptor wings are made out of, and we can be assured that we will never soar too high because these wings are ours, and we know what we're made out of. Today, looking at the raptor brethren in my midst, as we prepare to extend our caps and our wings into the air, I hope that you will all join me in letting your excitement for the air eclipse your fear of leaving the nest. Thank you.